Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your summer and you're enjoying some family time. I know for myself, we just came back from a family holiday. We're out in Europe there for a little bit with my daughter celebrating graduating grade 12, which was a huge accomplishment. I actually even wrote about what it feels like and all that in my blog on Substack at Truer Measure. So you can go over, check out some of those reflections on life and family and business and just meaningful things. So you can check that out there. And I hope your summer's good. If you're out here in Edmonton, St. Albert, you're probably a little bit wet because it's been a rainy summer. Hopefully we get some more sunshine and things brighten up here, but it's making everything green. It's also making the mosquitoes really big, but anyhow, let's look at some real estate stats and how things are moving along here. Let's talk about Edmonton. In the Edmonton greater surrounding area, Sherwood Park, St. Albert, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, Leduc, Northville, all those places going into on our greater Edmonton area. What are we seeing here? So when we're looking at our numbers for the greater Edmonton area, what we can see is that we've had some stability. The story is going to be stability, stabilizing, and then slipping down a little bit, going up a little bit as well. Our inventory's gone up from month prior. We're at 8,000 units that were available, and we're looking at last month, so that's June. We're looking at those numbers. From the month prior to that, it was 78. So we're seeing a little bit more inventory come to the market, but we've also seen more sales. We've seen 2,700 sales this past month versus 25 the month prior to that. So we're seeing a little bit of an increase in our sales. And then we're seeing our months of inventory come down a little bit as well. So again, months of inventory usually up to about 4. Maybe it's closer to 3, but the general rule is 4 to 6 is going to be a balanced market. Under 4 is going to be a seller, but really, and I think that 3 is more like a seller's market. So the month prior to May, we were 3.1. Now we're sitting at 2.9 months of inventory. So we're more into a seller's market here as well. But that leads us to our days on market. For average single family detached home, that's going to take 33 days or just over a month to sell your home, which is up from the year prior, which was 29. And so we're seeing a little bit more time, but still just over a month to sell a home is pretty good historically. And our pricing, single family detached homes, we're looking at a price point now of $592,000, which is down 2% from $604,000 the month prior. And we're up 3% year over year. So we're still seeing that strength in pricing. So sometimes slips up, sometimes goes down. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the summer. And our semi-detached, those half duplex style properties are sitting at $434,000, which is essentially flat, or $433 the month prior to that. So flat month over month. And then year over year, just down 1%. Row and townhomes, those are sitting at $303,000, which were the month prior was $309,000. So we've seen a little bit of a slip there, about 2%. And then year over year, same thing, 2% dip. And then apartment style condos, we saw a $2.3 million condo sale. So that pushed that pricing up to the average to $219,000. And the month prior was $206,000. So 6% increase and 2% year over year increase as well. But usually we see those normalize around that $200,000 to $210,000. So we'll see if we don't have some more big sales, maybe that'll bring our price point down a little bit more to a normal number. So that's what Edmonton's doing, steady as it goes. Now, when we look at St. Albert specifically, what's the market looking like here? And I think it's much the same, fairly stable as it goes. We're looking at our inventory numbers. Currently, at the time of writing this, we got 116 active property, 26 that are pending. In the month prior, we had 99 active and 38 pending. So a little bit more inventory coming on the market. And then our sales, we've gotten 95 this past month. And then the month prior to that, we had 116. So we're seeing the sales, the inventory rise a little bit. We're seeing sales come down a little bit, but we still have our months of inventory, which is a big indicator. We're at 1.2 months of inventory. So that's up from the month prior, which was 0.8, which is a very tight inventory market. We're still in a tight inventory market, just over 1 month of inventory. So that means just over 1 month to eat up all the inventory we have in St. Albert for residential properties, which is pretty good to those residential detached homes. And now, what is the pricing looking like? Our average price point's at $661, and the month prior to that was $670, so a little bit of a dip month over month. The average last year was $632, so we're up 4% last year and down 1% month over month, so it's staying relatively stable. And the median price right now, we're at $599 for our median price, and last month was $608, and last year was $549. So we're still seeing some nice, good strength. And our highest sale was a $1.3 million home in Kingswood, and I know last month we had a really high sale out in Kingswood as well for $3.99. So seeing more sales happening and not relying on some really big sales. So, which is nice. Keep our price point nice and steady and stable. And our lowest sale was a $335,000 single family detached home in Sturgeon Heights, which is a home that would need some work. For sure. So that's what our market's looking like. Steady as it goes, stable and secure. Moving a little bit. We might see some dips as we go the rest of this year, as we get some more numbers for July and August. We might see some dips down, but then I'd imagine we'll see some things climb back up here as we go into September and October. So those are your market stats. Hopefully that's helpful, that you appreciate those, and let me know if you got any questions or you want some specific neighborhood stats. Maybe you want to know what the neighbor sold their home for, or what houses in your area are looking like. Just reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you out. All right, my friends, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.